Okay, now we're at the end of our project. We have our last 7 on after putting on our teardrop. And now we're going to go through this bead like we always would. And we're going to pull the thread through. And we're going to pull it tight. Okay, now that we're finished, what we're going to do is we're going to kind of reinforce this around here and use up some of this thread before we start tying it off. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through this bead here, this bead, and then we're going to go down here through these 5 beads, and then we're going to go around here, or you could go that way. It's up to you which way you go, but you're using up some thread, and you never want to put it, unless you run out of thread, you don't want to put a knot here. You want to put a knot somewhere else, and then you're going to work your way through some more beads before you cut it off. And I'll show you how I make a knot in just a minute. First, I'm going to go through these beads right here for you, and then we'll talk about how we put on the clasp after I go through here and show you how to put a knot on and cut off your thread. Okay, I've worked my way up through here, and since there's a little gap there, what I'm going to do is hold this up. I'm going to take my needle and go up under the thread. Pull it up under the thread and just pull it carefully, and it's going to make a loop. But before that loop get too small, you have a choice. You can go through it one time, or you can go through it twice. I'm going to do this one twice. And then carefully make sure that it's going in between the 2 beads on that string where you first started, and then slowly pull, pull, and then give it a good little tug. And since I'm coming out of this bead right here, now I'm going to go into this bead. And I'm going to pull it. And then you're going to, hopefully I can pull the knot into that hole. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. But if you do, you hear a little pop if it's able to go in there. If not, just pull it as tight as you can. And then what you're going to do is then just go up through a few more beads. I'm choosing to go up. You could go around if you wanted to, but I'm going to go up through wherever my needle lets me go. That's where I'm going. Okay. And I come out here. Be careful because this will wrap around your beads. And you can just take a little time, untangle that, and continue to pull it through. And so what I like to do is, so it doesn't, I'm worried about it breaking, I might put another one of those little slip knots right here between the, I like to do it near a bigger bead. And I go down in between these 2 beads, but just on the thread, and I pull it again. And this time I'm just going to put, there's that loop, I'm just going to go through the loop one time, maybe one time, and I'm going to be careful because I'm pulling it, I want it to be right there in the middle between these, and I'm going to pull it tight. And now that I pulled it tight, I could go up. I could come up this way and then go down this way, which is probably the easiest. Sometimes I switch and go back that way, which I think is what I'm going to do today. But it's up to you which way you go. You're just using up some thread because now you're going to cut it off, and you don't want to, you really do not want to cut by a knot. And so I'm just going through here. I'm going to take it up here. Okay. And I think I might as well go up to the big bead. And just, I can cut it off right here. Oops, I don't want to go through any other bead. Okay. Now for me, this is a good place for me to just pull this tight, pull the thread tight and cut it. You can use scissors, you can use your wire cutters, it's up to you, but I pull it a little tight. And I try to hold it like that, get my cutters under there. Be careful not to cut the other string, and just give it a little clip. And now your needle is not attached. And this is what you have. You have your bracelet, or if you were making a necklace, you have that 14 or 15 rows around here, and you would have done it exactly the same way we did this. And then what you would do is you would close. My beads are big, so this is not going to close, but I have another thing that I'm going to do with this. But normally, like this, you will close the clamp. I'll show you on the purple one because it'll be easier to show you. And I still have my thread on here that I have to work through like I just showed you. But this is how you put your clasp on. If you see there's the bead that's inside there. You would, after you've glued it, you would close that up. And after you, let's see, which end do I want to do this on? Okay. You would close that up. Let's see. You can take your, if it's easier for you, you can take your pliers and just close the clamshell up. Okay. After you close it up, then what I would do is take a jump ring. No, I'm just going to close this too. This little hook here, I'm going to grab it and I'm going to bring it down and close it. So it's all the way closed. And when it's closed, it looks like this. It's closed. You can see a hole through there. Then I will take my jump ring. And I will take my round nose pliers and my flat nose pliers and put them on the jump ring like this. And then jump ring, you either open this way, you either go forward or backwards. You never squeeze. Then I would take and put my jump ring on. While I'm putting my jump ring on, I'm putting on a toggle. So I decided that this is the toggle that this is the kind of clasp I wanted to put on. You could put on any kind that you want. And so now I'm going to grab my jump ring again, and I'm going to close it back, and you'll feel it pop. Now I have my clasp on like this. I'll lay it down here. Maybe you can see it, or maybe I'll just put it over here. You can see that it is on here. And you can see that it's laying there. And you would do the other side the exact same way. And that ends this particular project. And I'm probably going to do, I probably have done the videos in 2 sections, rather, so it won't be so long, because otherwise this would be a very long video. So, have a good day. And ladies, I hope this project comes out well for you and that you make others. You can make variations. You can use different beads, seed beads, whatever you feel like doing. Create something that you like. You are the designer. I'm just guiding you along the way, and I expect for you to do things a little bit different than I did. Bye. See you soon.